Hey YouTubers, I just wanted to cover a quick problem that is pretty common amongst blue-collar guys, and maybe even quite a few other people actually, especially as we get a little older. It's back problems. You know, the very common back problem that a lot of people have. Chiropractors make a lot of money off of it, and government programs like L&I pay a lot of money to doctors to take care of the problem. But the thing is, if you can take care of it yourself without spending any money, that's a better way to go. First, let me see if I can describe the problem and see if you can relate. Now, I did tires on a large truck, big dualies the other day, and brakes and all that stuff, big huge brake drums and brake pads and just the whole rigmarole. And when you do that, sometimes you can have a little bit of wear and tear on your lower back, and that's like the downfall of mechanics. We really do have back problems, but I have a way of fixing it and it works. It's worked every time so far. Of course, I've never really torn my back apart, but I have strained it from time to time. I have had to call in sick once or twice due to back injuries. So let me see if I can explain it to you. Imagine you're sitting down reading the paper or on break at work or something, and you're sitting down for like a half hour, and then it's time to get up. I mean, you're perfectly comfortable sitting down, but then you stand up, right? And then you find that your back, I'm feeling a little something right there. But anyway, and then you stand up and you find yourself still at 90 degrees. And then you go, oh, in order to get vertical. And then even when you take a step or two, your lower back starts complaining. And basically, I believe it's problems with the cartilage in between the vertebrae. You see, the cartilage, if I understand correctly, now I'm a diesel mechanic, not a doctor, but if I understand correctly, the cartilage in between the vertebrae, they don't have a circulatory system in them, right? They are sort of like cartilage, and they don't have blood vessels. What they do is they get their oxygen and their nutrition from a lymphatic type of fluid that's supplied by your lymphatic system. And the thing is, the problem is, if you have a job or if you have a tendency to sit down and stay sitting down for a long period of time, the bones, right, I mean the vertebrae are stationary and under pressure, and the cartilage is under pressure, right? And it makes it really difficult for that lymphatic fluid to get in there and provide oxygen and nutrition for your cartilage, right? And if you continue a sedentary lifestyle, like maybe like when you get home from work you sit for like 6 hours watching TV or something, that could be a problem, because the cartilage wouldn't be able to have nutrition, and then it could actually quite possibly just not be able to keep up with the wear and tear, and then start doing things like splitting and popping out and dying, basically. You could probably get little places inside here where the fluid can't reach because it's always under stationary pressure, and that it's quite possible that those inside areas might die. And then the doctors have to open you up and tear the old one out and stuff a piece of rubber in there. And I don't want to go through that. I'm sure you don't either. But anyway, now, in order to solve this problem, what you would need to do is have some physical activity. You know, get up every half hour or so and move around, and then move the bones back and forth as you like. Maybe do a hula hoop or something. But anyway, that would allow the fluid to get into your into the area there and provide nutrition to the systems that really need it. Now, what I have in my mad scientist capacity, I've come up with a little routine which I thought I would share. I haven't needed it for about a year, but I did tires the other day and they strained me just a bit. But basically what I do is I have something like this little folding workbench is awesome for this. Then you can need a table or something to hook your feet under, and then you need some weight on the table. This 5-gallon can of water or 6-gallon can of water, which I need to switch out because it's the end of the year, but it works great for a weight to keep the table from lifting up as your toes are hooked around it, right? Now what I do is I then hook my toes around the bottom of the table, lay on the workbench, right? And then lower my head down to the ground, right? And then relax my back and let the vertebrae have a little tension, pulling them apart slightly. That allows, in theory, for the fluid to get into these spaces here, so that you can then provide them the nutrition so that they can grow and heal and get back up to 100% functioning. Now, it's very undignified, but I'm going to show you how I do this. Let me set this thing up here. Alrighty, well, let's do it over here. There we go. Okay, don't show anybody this. Basically, I just come forward like so, slide up, and then hook my toes or underneath the table, as you can see. Then sort of let my top area, oops, hold on, that'll help. Okay, then sort of let it drop down like so, and then let the tension off a little bit, and then you can feel the vertebrae coming loose a little. Then you start doing sort of reverse sit-ups. Okay, now I like to do 3 sets of 10 unless I'm in like significant pain. Then I just, in the past I've actually just sort of relaxed and hung there for a second, and then just did a little bit of something to put tension on those vertebrae, and then pump that fluid in and out like so, and then do that like every 3 or 4 hours, and then I find that my recovery period for back injuries is dramatically faster, and there are a lot of mechanics at work who, when they have back injuries, they start curtailing activity, and that's just a recipe for doom, because then that causes your cartilage to just starve. Oops, sorry. My camera battery went out. So basically, all I was going to say is that the vertebrae pulling apart and pushing together while you're doing those reverse sit-ups pumps fluid and the lymphatic fluid in there, and then they get the nutrition they need in order to heal. And that's why every few hours I'm doing that, since I have a little bit of a back strain, I guess you could call it. And if I don't do that, I find that I can run into this problem and it'll exist for a couple weeks. But if I do that little routine, the problem goes away in days. So a little word to the wise: if there's like zombies running around and you have to run away from them and whatnot, and you have a back injury, it could kill you, you know. But if you take this little bit of info and you use it to make your back recover, then you'll be able to outrun the zombies and dun-dun-dun, you'll survive. So I guess I'll plug this little addendum in and upload the video.